I found out that there's people called parapsychologists that actually look into people that have been traumatized by seeing spirits, ghosts, dead.
Yeah, because that must be shocking.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm getting into this. I specialized in trauma, but then when I was like, there's people that do this, I'm gonna
You're like,
do this.
We're back with Claudia Alvarado, psychologist and host of What They Don't Tell Us, a new LATV show about the paranormal. Claudia, how are you?
I'm just excited to be here. I watch you girls' shows. I'm like, oh my God,
I love it. But your show seems so exciting. I'm obsessed with paranormal, watching the movie Conjuring, like all that stuff. It's so scary and real how scary.
I don't do scary movies, I'm sorry. So
it's like the spirit world really exists.
It does.
People just don't want to see it because sometimes it is a little scary for people. But tell us, how did you get into it?
So I've always been a huge horror fan. Like my boyfriend, I actually am surprised that a lot of my boyfriends hate it. I think that's why they have failed. I have failed relationships. Like, this girl's crazy. But I've always been a huge fan. Even when I was young, like I would pick out like you remember the Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, and then they have like
I remember that.
Yeah, like the scary ass thing. And then when I became a psychologist, actually, I found out that there's people called parapsychologists that actually look into people that have been traumatized by seeing spirits, ghosts, dead.
Yeah, because that must be shocking.
Yeah, and then I was like, I'm getting into this. I specialized in trauma, but then when I was like, there's people that do this, I'm gonna
You're like,
do this. Yeah. People actually do say, I've gotten molested by a demon, and people will brush them off as like,
as that's in your head or something.
You're insane or something. I don't know if that's too much, but like you have to be open-minded, and you can't invalidate those experiences because in their head that's actually what happened.
It's their reality.
And you have to actually listen to them. And there's so many people, like somebody actually sent me a book that they wrote, and I was like, what the, and I mean, it's scary, and I'm like, but I mean, this is a worldwide phenomenon, and I'm just getting people like sending me all these things, and I'm like, that's why I was like, you know what, this is actually something that I really want to get out there, because I'm like,
it exists.
It really does exist. And I just feel like, not only because I'm so passionate about it, but I'm actually researching it with, with like other anthropologists, colleagues and stuff like that, because it exists in cultures, and so that's what I do, and that's what I love.
So what made you want to go into paranormal stuff, and where did not the obsession, but the love for the industry specifically come from?
Well, first of all, I wanted to do trauma just because I think that's the root of a lot of our addictions or our maladaptive behaviors come from. But like I said, I've always liked horror and demons, and I can see how mental illness can become so scary that they make actual horror movies about it. And I think that's when I was like, I want to dive in and see not them as monsters, but see where does the science fiction, the horror, and the actual mental illness
separate?
Like it's such a thin line between it, and that's where I decided, this is where my passion lies, because like a lot of people do find it scary. Like every time you see on YouTube, scariest mental illnesses, most horrifying mental illnesses, and that's where I decided.
You're not gonna watch it on Friday night?
At midnight with the lights turned off.
And then you were also in a docuseries, A Ghost Ruined My Life, right? Tell us about how that experience was.
It was actually getting to work with Eli. I got casted for the show, and they told me that they were gonna have him turn my story. And there was going to be some dramatization, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
But I did have a really scary experience where I don't know. I really can't say. I don't know if it was, but I was just brushing my teeth and doing my makeup in the bathroom, whatever. And then all of a sudden there was like a loud boom. And literally there was no door lock. There was nobody in my house. I couldn't get it out. And I thought it was a burglar. I'm like gonna die right now. And I was like, that's it, fam. Like, I'm done for the day. And like, literally, I was screaming my head off. And at first I said, Dad, because I thought it was my dad, because I was at my parents' house. And then I literally thought, like, I was seeing what do I have in my bathroom as weapons, because I thought it was a burglar, because I was like, it has to be a man, because it was so loud. I couldn't open the door. It was jammed. And then when my dad finally came, he could not get it open, like, with anything, and literally...
Oh, that's so scary.
My dad had to break the door open. So it was insane.
Wow.
Yeah, and that literally was one of the most terrifying things.
My
yeah.
goodness.
Claudia, oh my goodness.
I'm kind of
I love my spirits. I'm not gonna lie, I have some spirits that hang around me, but they're good ones. Claudia, thank you so much for joining us here on Get It Girl. And we can't wait to see more episodes here on LATV. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back with Joanna Liao.